I, 25F, found some bizarre pictures on a phone in my husband's, 31M, office. How do I confront him? I hope this is okay to post here. I've been with my husband Jack for 2.5 years, married for 1. I lost my job due to pandemic, and my husband has been supporting us until 3 months ago he landed his dream job in a large city. It was exciting because it also meant I had a better chance of finding a job. So we just moved to Boston 1 month ago. I'm in the infancy of applying for jobs and virtual interviewing, so I stay at home. My husband WFH in his office. My husband has cousins in East MA and went to visit them on Friday and will be back tomorrow night. This afternoon I needed batteries which Jack stores in his home office, so I went through his drawers looking for them. I found what looked to be like an iPhone 7. He's never used Apple phones since I've known him. Out of curiosity I turned on the phone and it was nearly fully charged and unlocked. There was nothing of value on it until I clicked on the pictures. I found photos of my belongings, cheap hair clips, lotion, a 4-year-old purse I bought from Forever 21 that I still have. Nothing of value, but why did he take pictures of them? They were taken as if they were going to be sold on FB Marketplace or something, but they're literally not worth $1. I scoured through the whole phone and found nothing else. Just photos of those items which the phone said the pics were taken 4 days ago. I have no explanation. Should I even confront him on this? There's no red flags. The only thing is he doesn't like me going in his office as he says I may mess with things, but I needed batteries today. He's coming back tomorrow at 7 PM, and I feel a bit confused and nervous. What should I do? Too long didn't read. Found in husband's drawer an old iPhone I've never seen with pics of useless cheap belongings of mine. Should I confront him? They could just be reference photos for gifts he may give or literally nothing at all, but I don't see any harm in just asking about it. Testing the phone camera. First half a dozen pics on my new phone are random crap from around the house, that I took just for me to see what the camera was like. Never got around to deleting. Maybe the phone is new to him and he was just trying the camera out. 1. Your husband is getting you a gift and wanted picture for reference. 2. He was testing the phone's camera. 3. He was sent to spy on you but ended up falling in love. His former agency is after him, and he moved you to Boston to escape them. He suspects those items are tracking/listening devices, and sent them to his off-the-grid conspiracy theorist hacker sidekick for analysis. Any special occasions coming up? Would be looking to buy you a new purse, new hair clips, new lotion, and wanted to make sure he got you similar styles. Aha, I have a habit of doing that because I don't want to give any indication to my BF that I'm getting him something. So I take pictures of his collection or so on, so I can see if he has a pop that I was planning to get him or anything like that, so I don't make any mistakes. My 36M dad, 63M, is ruining my chances at finding a partner. I'm 36M, and own my house. In 2015 my dad told me he had kidney disease and his time was running out. This coincided with me leaving the military and was looking to buy a house in Washington state. My dad owned the house that I grew up in Oklahoma, and when his time came, I'd inherit it. We decided it would be best for me to return home to help him, and I bought the house from him outright, since it would be easier, for legal reasons, than inheriting it. The understanding was that it is now my house, that I'm fully responsible for. The house was a mess. Much worse condition than the last time I saw it a year prior. It was full of hoarder trash, holes in the walls, and the furniture almost completely destroyed. It turns out that my junkie of an older brother took advantage of my weakened dad while I was serving. I kicked my brother out, and spent the next 18 months and tens of thousands of dollars getting the house back in order. As the state of the house improved, so did my dad's mental state, and in turn his physical state stopped declining. He did very well emotionally and even started dating a neighbor. In 2017, he moved in with her, and I was free to start living my life again. I had some dates with decent women and things were going well for me. Then in 2019 my dad's girlfriend died, her kids inherited her stuff, rightfully so, and my dad moved back in with me. He got rid of his bed, saying he didn't like it. But he never bought a new one. He sleeps on a bedroll in the living room every single night. I've offered to buy him a bed, but he says the floor makes his back feel better. I've asked repeatedly for him to sleep in his bedroom, but he says he likes having the TV on. I've put a nice TV in his room, but he still won't sleep in there. When I invite a woman over, he just hangs out in the living room, eating snacks as if we were all there to just hang out together. I've tried to make him understand that I would like to be alone with them, but he just acts like a jealous child, saying that it's his house. It's not anymore, and if we want to be alone, go to my bedroom. He is very messy, takes no initiative to clean up after himself, and takes a shower less than once a week. He'll just laugh when I tell him he stinks and needs to shower. It makes the house stink, and I'm sure no woman is impressed with it. I spent the rest of the money that I had saved on fixing the house back up, and I don't want to spend the money I make now starting over again on a new house, or a rental. I don't know what to do. Women get tired of having me go to their place and never coming to mine pretty quickly. I love my dad, we get along well when it comes to everything else, and I'd never kick him out. It's been 2 years and I just don't know what to do. He's ruining my life and refuses to see it. Too long didn't read. My dad lives with me and doesn't give me privacy when it comes to women. My grandma did the refusing a bed, or any other furniture. She kept all her belongings in plastic grocery bags on the floor and would not accept her own room either. Thing when living with my parents when I was a kid. She needed mental and physical health care, which she refused, and only agreed to sleep in a bed after having a massive stroke and not being able to say no anymore. If your dad is even remotely similar, there may be things going on that aren't being caught by his doctors. Her sleeping that way and punishing us and herself, her words, by it was 100% a sign of dementia, which really wasn't caught till she died. She also didn't shower, or wash her hands after using the restroom. I would say that whether he wants to continue living with you or not, he needs at least mental health care and needs to sleep on the floor in his room. However, I don't think he should be living with you. This is no way to raise a child if you were to get married. I know, getting ahead of myself since you aren't even dating. But still, what will that kid see? Will they grow up and give up their own room to grandpa, hoping he'll accept it? My grandma did not, but I didn't have a private room in my mother's house till after I moved out at 18. This isn't a situation that another person is going to be willing to live with, but it shouldn't be a situation that you or he is willing to live with either. He needs help he isn't getting, either for a psychological issue that is being made worse with his recent loss or a physical one. If he is lax in personal hygiene to the point that the whole house smells, he may need a mental health assessment. And of course he's actively sabotaging your dating life. If you meet someone and they end up moving in, he'll have to either find somewhere else or be relegated to the spare room, and you won't pay as much attention to him. So he is making sure this doesn't happen. Have you tried having a talk to him about this scenario? Hey, pretty lady, I'd like to get to know you better in all kinds of ways. I'm taking care of my old man right now and I bought his house to fix up, but you know how it is, he's stuck in his ways and he's not in the best state. I want to do right by him and he's making it hard to be a grown man in my own house. If I'm gonna make you a priority in my life, it's important that we can spend time together alone, and I want that. I'll bring you over and show you why I'm saying this. But while I work on standing up to him, we should probably hang out outside my house. Where you communicate that you're 1, handy 2, caring 3, sensitive. Bam. I'd never kick him out. Well, then, nothing's going to change. What's his incentive to change if there's no downside to him continuing on with the status quo? Yeah, controversial opinion, and I feel really bad saying this, but his father is ruining more than his chances of finding a partner. I know he doesn't want to abandon his father, but 63 is not that old. Even with bad health, he may live for another 10 to 15 years, and does start his life then? Will he just wait until after his father dies to start his life? Seems like his father is lonely, and may benefit from a senior community center or something. I'm sure the Big C is keeping everything closed for now, but that or even placement in an assisted living community might be better for everyone. It's time for a role reversal. Tough love. Either he respects your boundaries in the shared space, and starts hanging in his room, he can still sleep on the floor and have a TV in there, then he will be put into a nursing facility where they will make sure he showers and takes any prescribed medications. You should have bought a home in Washington. It's lovely here. I've never been to Oklahoma, but from what I hear, I don't think I'm missing much. Your dad could also be lonely, wanting to stay where the action is, and set in his habits, my house, and might even be suffering from the very first stages of dementia. Good luck. I hope you are able to set some boundaries, and keep living with your dad. My younger brother wants me to break up with my girlfriend of 9 months because he drunkenly admitted he was in love with her and had been rejected by her 2 summers ago, and didn't tell me about his feelings because he wanted to use our relationship to get closer to her. I'm 20M. My girlfriend Adeline is 19F, and my brother Jax is 18M. Adeline and I started dating May of 2020. She has a civilian job at my base. My brother and I have different fathers, so our last names are different. Adeline hadn't realized she knew my brother from a previous summer job she had until she saw a picture of the 2 of us on Snapchat, at which point she was like, "Hey, I worked with your brother at the record store last year, he's a really cool guy." And that was that. Adeline has had dinner with my family a handful of times and everything has been cool. Everyone, including her and my brother, got along totally fine. They're fixing the pipes in my apartment, so the last 2 days I've stayed over my parents' house. Last night my brother got obliterated drunk, and told me that he had been in love with Adeline since they had worked together, that he had asked her out and she had rejected him, and that every time he saw us together was like a knife in his soul. After he had got it all out, I asked him why the fuck he hadn't told me this when I had started dating her, before her and I had gotten as serious as we are now. He said that he had hoped by having her around more, through me, he would be able to get closer to her and see if she'd reciprocate her feelings for her. Told him how fucked up that was, angling to steal your brother's girl, and he said in his head that's what I had done to him, and that since girls are more into me it wouldn't be as bad for me. So after he gets through telling me his plan to steal my girl, he asks me if now that I know about his feelings if I'm going to end things with her. Out of respect for his feelings. My feelings and Adeline's feelings can get fucked, I guess. I told him no, and that he needed to pull his head out of his ass. If he had told me when Adeline and I were casually dating and told me it was painful for him, I would have stopped. But we're 9 months into our relationship. He seems to think this makes me a douchebag. As for him asking Adeline out, I asked her about that. She said that he had asked her once when they worked together if she and her friends wanted to go to a movie with him and a few of his friends, and she had said no because they had other plans, and that she had no idea he had intended it to be a romantic thing. She said her feelings for my brother have always been platonic. TL, doctor, my brother got drunk and admitted to me that he has feeling for my girlfriend and didn't tell me because he wanted to use it as a way to get closer to her. Now that I know, he wants me to break up with her. He didn't even have the balls to ask her out in a recognizable way. The whole "your friends and my friends go to the movies" is a cop-out. He sounds bratty and entitled. Just curious, what did your brother say when he got sober? I don't know, he's been sleeping all day.